Hello, beautiful friends. Such a delight to connect with you all. I was just dancing in the rain and decided that it might be time for a little Sacred Union check-in. See what's coming alive, what's happening for, this could be for a specific couple that watches this video. It could be for the collective. It kind of felt like a really uh, intricate flow, I guess. But I felt a lot of really strong presencing while I did it. So a lot of, how you say, divine masculine, divine feminine, like really embodying like their truths and their wholeness. Okay, so I will start off with the feminine because ladies first. And I got the energy of suspension. And what I'm really feeling with this is that this is this like masculine gestation period. And in that, there's like a lot of really strong energies moving up for the masculine counterpart, and the feminine is in the state of witnessing this this digestion, this processing, this witnessing the masculine through this process. And it might not seem like there's a lot moving on the outside because it's all in. It's in a cocoon phase. It's being gestated. But there's a lot of divine process. There's a lot of perspective reversal happening for the masculine here. And it's good. I love this guy because it was interesting. I was actually doing an energy healing with a man the other day, and I saw this type of bubble come up around his energy field. And for that particular one, it was a lot about protection energies. And what I feel is moving through is there's a lot of healing of past heartbreaks, of previous betrayals. And it's really beautiful because I think that's happening for the feminine as well. It's like we're reframing the love that we've had for different masculines throughout our path as we orient towards perhaps a specific one or the masculine collective as a whole. But what's really happening is we're feeling like this divineness within our bodies and with ourselves. And yeah, this is a really interesting reading that came out. So I asked, where is the feminine moving towards in this process? And we got the Three of Cups. And I think there's a lot of dancing with other sacred feminines as well as other sacred masculines that aren't the counterpart. And in that, there's an essence of being held accountable, of really working through the almost feels like final layers of some of these old patterns. We're seeing a death of the old and really stepping forward to embody the new. I know for myself, this really looks at like assessing how I moved through the world in the past, how I identified with relationships, and how I want to embody the sacred feminine, how I want to embody wife energy in a sacred union pair, and how that moves through, and really just taking time to feel that presencing in the body. And to me, this really feels like this collective work going on with the feminine as we work to really center in our hearts and be present with that energy, that which moves through. Now we've got this beautiful exemplar of pipes, which would be the king of pipes. But in this deck, it feels both to be king and queen energy, right? So this is like total embodiment. This is the matriarch, really just like admiring her queendom, admiring the land, and like celebrating her people and spreading love. There's so much empowerment in this vision. And to me, it really feels like a great, even the colors and how they move, feels like an embodiment. This is where we're headed. And the more we go through this gestation period for ourselves, as well as witness the masculine through it, the more we are embodying this like sacred embrace, this sacred dance, this beautiful this beautiful divine right. So that's feeling really good, and I'm very stoked about that. And even more beautiful, the final card, the overall lesson for the feminine right now is cordyceps revival. Okay, and again, we're seeing a lot of the same colors merging up. This is like, if all of these cards had a baby, it would be this one, right? We're seeing these sacred energies, like this kundalini force, this uniting of these two sacred forces moving up. And they're moving to the sky, they're connecting with spirit, but they're also grounded and they're extending out throughout the land. And I really feel that the woman or the feminine presence, it's like we are embodying into the earth. I think for myself, I'm seeing the 3D reality more clearly than I ever have, while feeling more connected to spirit, more embodied in my own truth, more myself than I've ever been, and unapologetically afraid. Now there's still some like testing that I'll do to be like, oh, is this safe? Or like, how does this feel? Or, just even moving through a dance of exploration to see like what that is and what that's about. So really beautiful, really fun. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the masculine. Ooh, this is really interesting. Okay, and I did have some reversal cards in this deck today, which is to me feels very indicative of a process that's actively unfolding, and it's like it hasn't okay, this is mirror of the suspension card, so this is indicative of the process the masculine is specifically moving through. And we've got a lot of throwback cards too. Okay, so for the masculine we have the Six of Challenges, Six of Swords. Okay, and so what I really get the message from this is the masculine perspective. Now, I usually actually get this card for women who are like dating. They're just like, oh my God, do I have to do this again? And they're fighting off all these like weird masculine wolves. But what I actually see with this is the masculine's relationship to himself and the lower parts of himself that have been keeping him stuck. And is actually being able to come up to a higher, wiser perspective and look down and be like, oh my God, what have I been doing? And why have I been running in circles? Why have I been chasing my tail? Why have I been chasing tail? And instead really looking at like the ground beneath him and starting to get that bird's eye view, which takes us back to this eagle for the feminine, as to what perspective do I want to cultivate and how do I want this to land? I do really get the sense that the masculine is being shown these higher, wiser realms right now, is being kind of tuned into a greater perspective that usually it's the feminine's work to bring through, but they need to harmonize it just a little more, just as we're harmonizing more of the earth stuff, the day-to-day. I know for me it's been baby steps, and I've never been a baby step person. I'm always just like a quantum leaper, which sometimes ensues a lot of chaos. And so it's almost like the reversal that's happening is the masculine isn't being asked to take baby steps. It's asking to look at this wiser perspective to move towards a leap. Now, this is really beautiful. I love how the cards all come together. So like the masculine's like trajectory and progress within this is this Ten of Cups, okay, which is a very emotional fulfillment card. It's allowing the vision of the family to go through. I've been getting this Ten of Cups, this Ten of Stones or Pentacles a lot too. So I really feel that we're in this transitionary zone of the completion of a process, as we integrate and embody this full new phase that we're moving into, which includes moving into the layers of the dream that we've been calling in. Okay, for the masculine, we got the reversed magician, which is resources. And what I hear in this is, as the outcome, it's the masculine's resources are actually feeling kind of depleted right now. They're working really hard to try to hold this wiser perspective. They can't get a grasp on anything because their like mind is being blown, right? So this is the toss back to this card. It's like, okay, I'm getting access to all this higher vision, but like I have no root to be able to connect that. Whereas the release that was happening in this card was actually about like this earthly stuff, and now it's like this embodiment of these higher, wiser truths coming through. So I almost see it's like, okay, they release the old stuff and they realize that this isn't the way that it moves anymore, okay? They go into this hangman perspective. They receive the downloads around family, around union, around really cultivating the next layer of the dream and expansion. And then it's just like this holding of all of it. And it's like almost like they're still in this phase, even in the midst of holding it, because they haven't operated like this before. Just like the feminine haven't operated as much from the ground going up. Whereas like now it's the masculine is coming from the sky down. And it's like, yeah, what do you do with all of these resources? What do you do with all this insight? How do you take this and move it? What is the gestation process that moves? I actually want to get one more card. So where does this take the masculine internally from the reversed magician and the resources going? Let's see. Okay. Two of Wands. Okay, so this process does lead the masculine to a deeper understanding of his own divinatory powers, which would make sense, this being the magician. Okay, so it's like they're being birthed from like an ordinary man. And in this one, it's like this guy is a philosopher. He's suspension, but he's philosophizing. He's in this amber chamber. This is a deliberate way of gestating and integrating information before the next steps first. And he's perfectly positioned to be birthed head into the world. Okay, so it's again like coming. He's not trying to hit the ground running feet first. Okay, so there is a delineation that's happening then for the masculine of being able to use these new tools and start to balance the heaven on earth sacred union principles that are moving through. Now, the overall message for the masculine, and this is really beautiful of how it combines all of these other pieces and what we're seeing in these cards, is Bhavanasana, trust. Now, Bhavanasana is also a dream herb, can really like induce sacred dreaming. And I see butterfly in here, I see whale, I see the ancestors, I also see this DNA strand, which I mentioned earlier, which are coming together here. So this process for the masculine is reawakening his own DNA to trust the timelessness of connection while embodying this heart-centered truth, so that these higher, wiser templates can continue to move through. Okay, and I really feel like the feminine in this card, part of her embodiment in these revival energies, embodying the essence of the DNA, of this higher, wiser DNA that she is in the process of actively birthing into consciousness, that's coming through this suspension time. Because as the masculine goes through this process, I wouldn't say she's mothering it, but she is the eternal mother. She's the divine mother, and she is about to birth through these sacred union templates, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and through this sense of embodiment. And I can't say it enough that I really just want to encourage the feminine to go spend more time with the earth, hug a tree, be barefoot, lay naked on the earth if you can. The more that we can do this and like charge up with those solar energies, the easier this process is going to be for both parties. Okay, so it is through the feminine radiance, the feminine dream, that this is being birthed. And it's not even necessarily that she's taking the leadership of it or that we're going back to the matriarchy. It's really about this co-creative journey. And I'm really excited for what the masculine will bring through in this perspective, although mostly I get that it's about identifying where the feminine is coming from, because I feel like the masculine and feminine too in a lot of ways have been trapped in different egoic patterns. The feminine trapped in fantasy, and the masculine trapped more in avoidance or, just really getting distracted by earthly things, where we're getting distracted by spiritual things. And like the integration is happening of like, just like the conception of a child. It's like, well, we held this energy, we held this egg, this seed, and then it got fertilized by the masculine force, just as it works in our world of like the seeds are planted in the earth, they're held in the ground, but it is the nurturing and the warmth of spirit, the rain that comes from the sky that allows these plants to grow and thrive. And it's not who came first or who's holding what. It's a very synergetic process of how energy is moving and needs to continue to do so to move forward. Okay, so, and this is a large part of the collective energies that we're seeing. And in my dream last night, I dreamt of bombs being dropped and union being a part of this thing. Is like the more chaotic the external world gets, the closer our home relationships and our communities are going to need to be together. So leaning into those connections and the multi-layered connection of a soul dance is really crucial and important as these pairs come together, because that's actually what brings peace on earth. What brings us back to heaven on earth or the Garden of Eden is that there's no more dissonance between Adam and Eve and God and earth, and that there is this sacred diamond of, and I'm forgetting the name of the shape, but that we're really embodying the sacred geometry of this divine human so that there can be this peace on earth. And that starts in the microcosm and to ripple out to the macrocosm. But of course, we can look at the macrocosm to see kind of where we are in these waves. Okay, so what is going on for the couple as a whole, and where is it taking us? So the internal world is being shown the White Heart, the Fool. Now, the Fool, this rebirth card, has been coming up so many times. And I think it's beautiful in these readings when we get these continual affirmations of like, this is still where the energy's at, but here's these new nuances as to where it's going. I just looked at the time and it was 4:44 as I took a sip of my rose tea. Okay, so we acknowledge that we've got this, the White Heart, okay? Oh, wow. So there's really this beauty and this radiance coming forward of this card being called the White Heart. So I'm really seeing this purification of the channels going. And I was just speaking with someone the other day about how I've been feeling these like immense states of love and bliss and happiness. And they've been bringing me a lot of joy. And I'm like, wow, I'm falling in love with myself. I'm falling in love with the earth. I'm falling in love with all of these beautiful interactions that I'm having with all of these incredible human beings. And I saw something the other day too of like, why not choose love? Like in a world where we're so used to focusing on the negative attributes at the things of like, why not choose love? Deepen into the process of like, wow, you know, this person might be doing this. Instead of focusing on the negative behavior, the not desirable thing, let's look at all the other things they're doing. Oh, they're serving their community. They're serving their land. How do you find that love and respect for that person, especially if you're seeking sacred union and you're not currently in an active dance or a physically agreed channel? How can you channel in these higher frequencies of love, respect, and appreciation? Because that's really what we're moving. I think I've been doing a lot of digesting around the anxious and avoidant dance and how to move to secure. And the security comes from I trust you, which takes us right back to this Bhavanasana of trust, okay? And it's the revival of trust for the feminine. It's releasing all these past hurts and bringing this trust back into the union. Okay, so from this White Heart, what do we see going? We see this reverse Page of Cups. So I really feel, actually want to get one more card of clarification around that because it is reversed. And yeah, so this Page of Cups energy has been coming up a lot, right? And I really feel like it's just the masculine being like, oh my God, I had no idea. And they're coming in attunement with these greater forces. I have been feeling in some of my own connections where I rise up like within a room of people and the connection is there. I rise up and into the shared higher vibrational state within the room being like, ooh, thanks for helping lift it up as well. And okay, so what's supporting this process for the masculine is this feminine radiance of being the world. Okay, so and again, these things are never just like masculine or feminine, or it's just all on the partner to do that. We're actively in the process too, but as so often I notice in connections, both parties are usually coming at the same thing in the same way. And so then it's like, it's how to do this divine dance, you know? It's like, ooh, is it coming from here, and how is it going to overlap and intersect and up and down, okay? So really kind of feeling, even if I do this, I feel like this energy is moving and this lifting up. Okay, so again, just want to encourage the feminine to be in her radiant embodiment, being of service to the world, being of service to self, family, all of that is valid and important at this time. So really work to be present with that. Then we have this Page of Cups energy, and this feels to me, it's like the masculine coming down. We have a little Sacred Heart connection. This is When Pigs Fly, but it being in the reverse shows me that this is just more of the suspension energy. Okay, I want more clarification on this card, even though I already asked for it. Okay, great. Okay, so the clarification of this is the grounding process. Okay, so if we have this reversed Page of Cups, it is the masculine connecting with this star energy. It's connecting to these higher, wiser truths and then learning how to ground them. Okay, so that is the process that's going on with the reverse Page of Cups. To me, this also feels like communication of things kind of happening more directly in the physical. We also get this reverse two of pipes. So it feels like more and more affirmations of that, like spirit is bringing it down, and so that we may embody it. Okay. And so it's almost like we're in a process and there's so much with like the feet not being on the ground or connected to one thing or the other. This also is a really, like, there's a mirror to this card. As you can see it, there's the bird, and so this feels like this full integration or process that's going on, and it's coming from all these directions. So really keep working to be present with that, present within your own body. I'm seeing this yarrow energy, this harmony. This has come up too for me a lot. It's the balance. This also feels a lot like this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so there to me feels to be a new beginning headed for all of these unions, and a fresh start that is being planted into the new earth and into these new principles. So really hang in and be present with the process. I'm going to draw one more card of where is this taking us, or what can we ground in as we work with these different energies. And we get two, and they're also reversed. Okay, this is actually really beautiful. So the two cards that came in were the Emperor and the Moon. And they did come in reverse. And what I hear with this is the time of the embodiment of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay, we even see this elder is kind of coming through and springing it. This is the higher, wiser self. This is the ancestors. This is the galactic support. Well, wherever you're connecting with this, coming through in the dream space to help continue to embody. All right, this is the masculine force, connecting to the elemental wisdom, to that sort of thing. So we're working with this and this greater embodied energy for the masculine template. We've had a lot of major arcana, king and queen energy coming up in these cards. Okay, so these two working together, the grandmothers and the command. It's like this process is inevitable, and we're actively in it, and it's moving way faster than I think we realized or feel like we're ready for. There's an important message to just keep grounding, to just keep being in it. I think looking at these cards right side up, to me just feels like this deeper embodiment of the process, trusting the process, allowing it to move through. I love that this card is called Command. The masculine got like a reverse Resources. All right, so it's like this shows me that the embodiment is coming into being and gestating. I think I have to get one more card. Okay, the command and the grandmothers. What's the third energy of these two energies together that we need to take forward with us? Okay, awesome. So we get both the Two of Stones, okay, so Two of Pentacles, and to me this is really about this embodiment, this balance of heaven and earth, and really embodying the presence. I love that all of the elements are here, and within this feels like a preparatory energy to move forward into our Four of Pipes, and this is union, this is building the house together, this is moving in together. It's to me, the Two of Pentacles and this Four of Pipes really represents these grounded unions coming into being, okay? And it is the divine human, the divine masculine, the divine feminine embodied, within these energies, within their inner unions for themselves, and starting to really bloom and blossom as they move with each other. We are seeing mass amounts of harmony coming in. We're seeing the scales really start to balance. These gifts coming forward, these new principles, these telepathic connections, trust your dreams, listen to your visions, share their visions, share your story. If you need help transmuting a story, or transmuting an energy, tell the story. You don't have to hold on to all of this all the time. It's really, there's so much more available for you. And I hope that you continue to use it and alchemize it. So I wish you so many blessings here today and always. And I will be connecting with you super soon. As always, feel free to connect with me, Haley, and that's me. I'm a clairvoyant, and that means I love stories and spirituality, and always working with the greater collective to continue to be a leader forward on this path. So many blessings to you. Prismhealers@gmail.com is a way you can reach me if you'd like to have a one-on-one session. I would really love that. I'm often in different time zones, so it just works best to, if you want a day of session, to send me an email, day of or within a few days. All right. Well, many blessings to you, and ahoo.